Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little different. Remember the video I made over a year ago about what might happen if Rexy from Jurassic Park and the Jurassic World films met the Eaties from season 4 and 5 of Camp Cretaceous? Well, in that video, I made it so that Rexy would be hostile towards the Eaties because I was under the impression that since she was all alone for so long, she wouldn't take kindly to other T-Rexes. However, something happened at the tail end of Dominion that made this scenario null and void, and I apologize deeply for that. The scene shows Rexy communicating with the T-Rexes from the Lost World, and they seem to be getting along just fine. This caused me to realize that I was actually wrong about Rexy, and that she's not as aggressive as I once thought. Now keep in mind that this particular video was made back in March of 2022, while Dominion didn't come out until 3 months later. But now that it's out, it's safe to say that my video didn't really age too well. So here's a revised version of my what if scenario, and with that, let's begin. The year is 2015. In an alternate reality where Simon Masrani is still alive, the Indominus Rex was never created, and the park never closed. Masrani feels that Rexy, the park's resident T-Rex, is lonely after being the only one on Isla Nublar for over 20 years. The park owner decided to call up Manticorp, for they had a pair of T-Rexes on their island, and asked them if he could borrow them for an experiment, and if the experiment went wrong, he would ship them back. Manticorp reluctantly agreed after Masrani offered them a fair pay, and they sent the specimens over. The T-Rexes were a mother and daughter named Big and Little Eatie. When they were placed in Rexy's enclosure, the Eaties looked around and surveyed the area. Little Eatie sat down and took a nap after a long trip, while Big Eatie explored the area. It wasn't long before Big ran into Rexy, who was sound asleep. She woke up when she heard Big Eatie eating from her feeder. Rexy immediately got up and growled at the newcomer. Not aggressively, but as a warning to stay away. Big Eatie showed her colors to the elder Rex to show that she's not here to fight. This calms Rexy down a little bit, and she grunts as if to say, "Stay out of my way, or there will be trouble," before going back to sleep. Big Eatie ate her fill before going back to where Little Eatie was. Meanwhile, Masrani was keeping a close eye on the Rexes with amazement. Later that day, Little Eatie was active, and she had just managed to kill a goat. As she was about to eat it, she noticed Rexy lying down. Little Eatie walked up to her and offered the goat to the much older Rex. Rexy just stared at her and began to growl at the younger Rex. Little Eatie just left the goat there before walking away. Rexy hesitates for a moment before taking the goat and eating it. Little Eatie did this a few times before Rexy eventually started to warm up to the Eaties. As the days went on, she would start offering Little Eatie gifts and allowing Big Eatie to share her food with her. Masrani was very impressed by the results, and he called Manticorp to let them know that he wanted to keep them, and so it was arranged. Rexy and the Eaties became really good friends, and the elder Rex soon realized that she was missing something big in her life: a family. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time.